It is actually hilarious how many times I tried to sit down to record this. There is so much happening in my house. It feels chaotic. It makes me want to scream. So maybe you're feeling the same way. And maybe let's sit down and listen to a message together. We're gonna have sort of a divine download, if you will, inspired by a Yogi Tea tag from my collection here, my limited collection. Okay. Maybe you need to sit and take a deep breath or have a giggle about something. Maybe you had a really long, exhausting day and you need a moment to just be with yourself. So I grabbed one of these Yogi Tea things. Let's see what it says. Appreciate yourself and honor your soul. Kind of sounds like what we were just talking about, which is to honor our soul by giving ourselves a moment to reconnect, to go inward, to get a little quiet. I am in the den in my house, which is the bedroom of my partner and I's. I should say my partner and I's. Okay, you know what? I'm struggling with grammar in this moment. It's been a long day. Our two bunnies sitting here. I'm watching one of them in his little hutch, eating some hay, just hanging out with himself. It is time for you to start honoring those callings that live inside you, that are written on your heart. Is it weird that I'm holding a microphone, so if you're watching. The thing is, you don't have to try so hard. I mean, it is exhausting to punish yourself for not living up to your own expectations. Expectations make the universe laugh. There's a similar quote. People say, when you make plans, God laughs. Honor your soul by giving it room to breathe, giving it space to be with itself, to laugh. It's time to take a deep breath and relax a little bit. Relax into your body, into your heart. Take a second to look up. I'm staring up through a window, looking out at the tree that overhangs this part of our house. You might be someone who stares for way too long at a tiny screen. getting way too focused on minor details and forgetting about the world around you. I don't want to temper this passion and ambition that you have for yourself, but you are gonna end up having a breakdown, a meltdown, screaming in the club, screaming in the middle of the grocery store, at the veterinarians, because you haven't looked up in a while. You haven't blinked. You haven't given your eyes a rest, a chance to glance around and appreciate what you've already built for yourself. Appreciate the world around you. Appreciate the breath in your lungs. I know I do this. You might hold your breath while you're really focused on something. It's time to let that breath go. You've been racing all day in panic mode. And now it's time to give it a rest, to shut your eyes for just a second and listen and breathe into your soul. Your soul needs room to expand into your body. Let the energy bounce around, explore. You're trying to keep it all contained, forcing all of your energy to go in one direction for too long, to the point of a mental breakdown, a screaming fit. Really, all you needed was to just look up for a second and have a giggle. Have a giggle at the absurdity, the chaos. You're not meant to spend your days with your back bent, as I'm seated here with some horrendous posture, back bent over, hunched in front of your projects. You're not supposed to stay like that forever. I know you're impatient and you want it to be over, you want it to be done and sent out into the world, but unfortunately, these things take time, and along the way, you're gonna have to give yourself a break, because by the time you get there, if you keep going at this rate, you're gonna explode or implode. You're not gonna be a happy camper. You're not gonna be able to feast on the rewards. Take a tip from my little rabbit over here. He's just crunching on some hay. Be like an animal that is in tune with their bodily needs. You have ample resources. You don't need to rush things. You don't need to hurry, thinking that time is running out. Of course, listen to your inner callings. Burst forth. But man, if you don't give yourself a break, The universe will do it for you. They're gonna create chaos until you break. I don't know who they is. Maybe I'll just say something, a higher power is gonna force you, one way or another, to let go for a second, to park the car, to get out, to stand at the lookout, to experience the scenery, the mountains, the green, the bright sunlight, the sunset, the warmth, the shine, for at least a few moments before you continue on that journey. I'm hearing God wants you to make memories. God wants you to remember the moments along the way. He doesn't want you to black out. God doesn't want you to black out and forget how you ended up wherever you're meant to be going. Don't you want to have cool tales to tell? To remember the explorations? You don't want to fall asleep at the wheel. Explore what your soul needs from you. Wow. You endure so that you can pull through. But pull over. Pull over. Check the fluids. Check the gas tank. Check the maps. To remind yourself. To remind yourself of what you're doing, what the purpose is really, why, what it is that you're doing. I just realized that I'm staring at a wooden block of the state that I live in, and it has roads and landmarks etched into it. That is actually so funny. It's almost like there's a map that's being etched into your soul. The map of you, the map of us. You gotta add to it. You don't want it to just be one straight road. Yeah, that's the vision I keep seeing, is someone getting out of their car, having pulled over from the highway, taking a breath and putting their hands on their hips and just looking outside at the scenery while the cars speed by, even though there might be a little bit of stress of, wow, these people are going really fast. They're getting ahead of me. Am I missing out? No. the moments, the moments, the moments. Moments are forever. Moments are a lifetime. A lifetime of service to your soul is made up of moments. I'm piecing this together as I go, just like you are on this journey, just like the driver on the road. You're only able to see a certain distance in front of you. You get to see the next landmark up ahead on the next curve, over the next hill. Beyond that, just the horizon. But you're making the map as you go. We're making the map as we go. All of us. I know you're antsy. I know you've got a lot of energy. But you gotta stop and appreciate it for a moment. Go, wow, look at how far I've come. Look at this world I've built for myself. Like, who the hell am I? How have I done this? Who's the one driving? Who's at the wheel? You gotta look down and look at the hands on the wheel and see if you've got sunspots or wrinkles or veins. Is your skin tanned by the sun? Look down and see how you've grown and changed along this journey. And your inner child, seeing like a little kid tugging at the sleeve of the adult driver. I think your inner child is asking you to play. As I said that word play, I felt a little like, ugh, I have to play. I think we are a little too focused on the road, on the goal. Listen to that little tug at your heart that's telling you to step into the woods for a little bit and get lost for a little bit and then return, having been satisfied by what you've seen and found, and let it change you, and then return to the car and see where life takes you next. I think that's the end of the message. All right. I hope you enjoyed another Yogi Tea reading. I forget which number this is. I think it's 5. But hang around. We've got quite a few more left in us. So I'll see you again soon.